Hi, loves. It's me, it's B. So remember when I sat down with you and I made my first video? I believe that vulnerability can be an engine for connection. I believe it has far more power than people give it credit for. Yeah, that thing I said about vulnerability. Turns out I didn't know shit about vulnerability. The little tiny taste of it that I had had is dwarfed by the ocean of vulnerability that I have gratefully found myself falling into. I also learned that it is not enough just to tell my story like Sam Brown in The Mad Ones.
Start again, tell the story of how you got here.
Yes, thank you, Emma Hunton. Like Sam Brown in The Mad Ones, I have to tell the real story. Duh. I'm gonna be totally actually honest with you, and I'm gonna tell you what's been going on with me for the past year. Last year was a crazy, crazy year for me. I was flying in something that felt like an artistic peak. Kait and I had finished a full draft of Republic, which feels not just like our best work, but it feels to me now like the best work I and we are capable of. We got a big commission. We had like 4 shows that were moving forward. I got married. I was riding this high on the community of people around me, of feeling artistically fulfilled, of feeling like I had all this potential, like next year would be even better than this one. The reviews for The Mad Ones are really hard to talk about because it turns out trauma comes in very different forms for different people. And it's hard for me to talk about because I recognize that there are much larger evils in the world. And yet for me, the public shame, it sent me into a really, really major depression. I just felt like I was sliding into this hole, and despite all of the tools I had and all of the resources, I don't know how to turn on a camera, look into it, and confess that I had the first suicidal thoughts of my life in the days after The Mad Ones reviews. It feels so small, so petty. It feels like I must have this very fragile ego. It seems like I must be very conceited to have processed that review as public shaming, but I did, and I felt the ground go out from under me. I sat there during the last performance of The Mad Ones with Kait Kerrigan, my best friend and my creative partner since I was a kid, and we held each other during Remember This.
Your head might shake as ignition lights. You might not know what road you'll take.
Okay, fine. Kait held me as I just sobbed, heaving, knowing that there was a very good chance that would be the last time we would ever see that show in a theater, knowing that something we had worked for so long, that a fraction of the people who actually already love it online would get to see it, to say goodbye to it. It was a really, really dark time for me, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So when I sat down and I wrote How We Start, it was not to cheer you up. It was not to inspire you. It was not to rouse you or to encourage you. How We Start was me writing myself into a day of sun after months of darkness.
Open sky and bright light breaks through. We'll come back. You are our rescue. Hope won't be enough. My beauties, I'll keep on you. You keep on me.
And now, y'all, now it's like 9 months later, I'm wearing these like Bali pants. Turns out I'm a poly-adjacent, queer, nomadic digital artist who wakes up in the morning and prays to a weird goddess that he made up himself and that is technically a future version of himself. He uses mindfulness as part of his daily social media practice. I'm doing yoga. I don't know who the fuck I am right now. And how about where I'm going now? I think that's what we're about to find out together here. Let me just say, the timeline is going to jump around. There are going to be videos from months ago that I finally am finishing off because I'm no longer frozen in fear. There are going to be videos I'm making today, for today, editing today, and sending out immediately. So none of it's gonna make sense. It's gonna jump around between different countries. I'm gonna be changing things about my identity as we go and then changing back. And you know what? That's fine. I reserve the right to reshuffle and redeal the cards at any point, and I think you should too. If you don't like the identity you have today, choose a new one. I'm so lame right now. And guess what? I love it. I'm perfect. I'm kidding, I don't believe that yet. My loves, I can't leave you without a song, and I can't leave you without hope, and I can't sing How We Start Again. It's time to go forward. I had a day of sun after darkness during one of the first days of our travel in Southeast Asia. One of those mornings where hope hits you like freezing cold ocean water and shocks your chest, and you find yourself suddenly inhaling air, and it feels like the first time you've taken a real deep breath in years. I wrote these words. Write down the date and the time that you said it, when you were through with believing in yourself. Mark it in the ground and be sure of the way back. Leave it in a riddle. Draw yourself a map. As someone who has only recently begun their breakdown/spiritual journey, I'm not sure I feel entirely comfortable giving any advice on the situation. But I know this. If you can find yourself, you'd better write down exactly where you've been hiding. Mark it down. Give it a name. Ha! Ah! Wow! I'm 35 years old. I'm so scared. How can that be? I'm Brian Lowdermilk, digital nomad, songwriter, and vlogger, and this is how we start. Should I do one take at the end when I'm not crying? I wrote this song today, because I'm really proud of this one, because it's very much of the place I'm writing it. Anna's taking this. Can you scroll out and just show them where we are? Mark down the date and the time that you said it, when you were through with believing in yourself. Mark a little spot to be sure of the way back. Leave it in a riddle, carve it in a map. Turns out, if you tear yourself apart, turns out, it'll give you life, give you life. Forwards follow the sound of your own words. They give you life, give you life. Keep going, eyes on the skies till they open and give you life, give you life. Keep going, eyes on the skies till they open and give you life, give you life. Forwards follow the sound of your own words. They give you, they give you, they give you life. They give you, they give you life. Mark down the date and the time that you said it, that you were through with believing in yourself.